All right, whether you like it or not, one way or the other, we are connected and we are fighting to get this grant. We can't afford to lose. All we want is to win. We must get this grant, whether they like it or not. As long as it belongs to the masses, we will continue to fight until we lay our hands on this grant. We are expecting disbursement starting from tomorrow, which is next week. And I want you to pay attention to reactions and to the things that is happening in the grant ecosystem as people are weighing into the situation, hoping that this time around there will not be mistake, there will not be fulfillment, and there will not be uh, lack of funds for disbursement according to what was happening before. But this time around, we pray for good, and I want you to pay attention, listen very carefully, and subscribe to the updates. Share this piece of information, and see you guys when we finally celebrate.
And we appreciate God for everything He has been doing. This morning, we have to be redirected back to our course concerning the pursuit of the grant. According to the information source, it appears like the main focus, which is the main reason why people subscribed to the Sanctuary Wealth Multipurpose Grant Initiative, was for the general slot, which is the general beneficiary entitlement. But it appears like much more focus is being placed on the CBN slot, which is the government slot, possibly because it's the first that is to be disbursed to. And it is deeply concerning that certain individuals within the grant community have somehow shifted their focus from the true purpose of these financial opportunities. And this is now driving them towards personal interest. And the CBN slot was meant to only benefit the government institution and approved beneficiaries in some quarters. But some greedy set of people and individuals are manipulating it for their own personal financial gain. And this is not only unethical, it is also a betrayal of the very people who needed these grants the most. I think so. Osim is not is one of the personalities within the ecosystem, and he came out to unearth his frustrations concerning this, because many people initially subscribed to UAAG, but it seems that some have completely abandoned the process in favor of chasing the CBN slots. And this is raising serious questions about the intentions of such caliber of persons. Were they ever truly invested in the UAG program, or were they simply looking for another avenue to profit? This situation is both disappointing and very frustrating. So the legitimate grant that we are all expecting is the Sanctuary Wealth Multipurpose Foundation Initiative Grant. And the only person who is authorized to sign the Memorandum of Understanding for the general disbursement is Ambassador Dr. Ken Nwakama, who also has the inclusive authority to outline the disbursement schedule and the template. Without him, we would not get the disbursement, because he is to chair focus this particular initiative. As for the government, they have their own designated channels for disbursing the funds, and we should respect those processes rather than falling for distractions or manipulations by individuals who are trying, and their main aim and focus is to exploit the system. Yes. So having said that, Osim was trying to express his frustration on having been informed that his name was mentioned in the Madam Temitope group in connection with AGPGN, which has false claims that he is extorting or exploiting people under the guise of facilitating IMF, the CBN, or the government slots. That I am saying categorically that those accusations are completely untrue. False allegations of extortion can be so damaging, but that he is standing firm in his integrity. If he had any intention of exploiting people, he would have taken advantage of the trust that was placed on him long before now. But he has consciously, according to him, chosen the path of honesty and also transparency, and he refused to involve himself in anything that could be perceived as fraudulent, especially since many people have already subscribed to UAAG, and that his actions are speaking for themselves. He's committed to doing what is right and not what is opportunistic in pattern. So to those who are actively deceiving people by falsely representing reputable organizations such as the CBN, the IMF, or the government-backed NGOs, be clear with this, that your actions are wrong. Your actions are unethical. Your actions are exploitative. And you are taking advantage of people's hard-earned money. It is unacceptable. I urge everyone in the grant community to remain so vigilant. There are genuine authorities responsible for handling government subscriptions. Do not be deceived. Don't be deceived by self-proclaimed leaders within the grant ecosystem who are only looking out for their personal gain. The platform itself, every platform that is set up is in a way to see how much they can disseminate information, except those who are set up for self-aggrandizement and greedy gain. And those who are spreading falsehood, stop that fake and cheap lies. Misleading the public with baseless accusations does not change the truth. It does not. So it is within this vein that we know that the CBN slot, which is meant for the government institutions, are still going to be the first to receive their payment, but attention should not be shifted away from the very cause by which we are meant to tow. The attention should not be drawn away from the general beneficiaries, which is the main focus, where a lot of individuals are enlisted. The CBN slots are not as much as the general beneficiaries, and that should be our focus. So everyone that is out there trying to swindle people of their hard-earned money, even on the CBN slots, your days are numbered. Your days are numbered, and God will catch up with you. If posterity does not judge you by swindling people, God will catch up with you. No matter how long you dwell on this, God will definitely catch up with you. I want everyone to stay very, very focused and hopeful on the original goal, and not allow any form of misinformation or distractions to derail us from what we have been working towards all along. It's imperative that we are close right now. This is weekend, and we are looking at the coming week for the expediting of the expectations of the masses. The masses have been in this all along, and we are at a defining moment where this next week has a lot to say about our expectation. A lot. It has a lot to say about our expectation. And we just pray that it will not come and go like other days without a very important ordeal to seal. We pray to God. Let's be in prayers Let's trust God. Let's just commit this coming week to the hands of God. It's going to really be a defining week. We are yet to hear from the country director, but with information we are hearing from the sources, next week could be a defining week, a marginal week that things should really take a definitive form. And we are looking forward. It's expected that the IMF team should have been in the country by now, based on the information we had. They should have returned from Kenya, and whatever was done there, Nigeria is expecting that we should get a better deal in this coming week. So let's not just leave it at that, just only be in expectation and not pray. I want to appeal to us to pray concerning next week. Pray vehemently that force that normally divert blessings, divert courses, will not catch up with this course coming up by next week. Let's put in our prayers. Let us talk to God about it. That come next week, it will be a week of delivery, at least for the government slots. Then we can take the rest from there. So it's a collective responsibility. It's not a one-man affair. Every one of us should get this over with. Be in the same spirit of expectation, and there's no point, if we agree, there's no point anybody cutting anybody's head. It's going to be a collective effort. So please, we are hoping to get another detail of information between this weekend and next week, early next week, by God's special grace.